Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Today we have week 4 of the BHDL2, and so that is going to be against the best not really, strong competitive battler and coach that we actually played once before, actually last season. IGN is going to be demos, and so yeah, we'll take a look and see what he brought to the battle. So he's got the Gliscor. He's got the Florges. He's got the Sneasler. He's got the Delphox. He's got the Ditto. And he's got the Hisuian Zoroark. So, I'm actually very surprised that we don't see Paldean Tauros Aquaform this week here. I was heavily anticipating that he would bring that, and he has not brought it. So I think that's actually probably a good thing for us. What do we want to lead with? I feel like we actually lead with the Kilowattrel here. I think that's our best option against this team. He does have 2 of his Terra Captains on deck this week, being the Florges and the Delphox. But yeah, we'll just kind of have to see how that works out for us. Definitely a very hard game to prepare for because the team was very deep. But yeah, we're just going to have to do our best and see how it goes here. Alright, so it looks like he is going to go ahead and lead with the Delphox as we led with the Kilowattrel. So this is an interesting matchup for us. There's also every chance that this could actually not be the Delphox, that could actually be the Hisuian Zoroark. So how do we want to play this is the question. I think we could make the safe play. He obviously has the electric immunity in the Gliscor, so we could Volt Sword or any electric attack for that matter is not a safe play, as long as he has the Gliscor on deck. So I feel like we actually just try to go for a nice choice Specs Air Slash. I think that's the safe play. So I don't want to lose Kilowattrel here, but I think we just have to do that. Fearing that this could be the Zoroark. So we do that as he does stay in. We go Air Slash, does great damage to this thing. It is actually not the Hisuian Zoroark. He goes for the Psyshock in return. We do survive it, which is great, but we take a ton of damage there. So that is unfortunate that we had to take a lot of damage on Kilowattrel. I think here we just Air Slash again. I think that's the play, so that's what we're going to do. He actually does withdraw the Delphox, trying to preserve it. And he goes into the Florges, which makes sense. We go for the Air Slash. Going to do actually good damage to the Florges, too. Telling me that it looks like more of a physically defensive Florges, perhaps. So I think we definitely get out of here, and we go right into the Earthworm. I think that's our switch to this thing. He could have a Terra that could bust that, but we kind of just have to do it. So that's what we're going to do. Going to come in with the Earthworm here as he does go for the Synthesis to get all his HP back, which is unfortunate. That is going to put him back up to full. So he did not have a healing item on the Florges, which is interesting, but he does have Synthesis. So we have another choice to make here. I feel like he could definitely switch into the Delphox here. He could switch into the Delphox here. That is certainly a possibility. I kind of want to get Stealth Rock up. I really want to get Stealth Rock up against him. So we'll go Stealth Rock. I feel like we go Stealth Rock here. That's the play. He does withdraw. We could have tried to predict the Delphox, but a little bit risky here. He does go into the Delphox, unfortunately. So there it is. We could have predicted that, but we go for the Stealth Rock, get the entry hazard up, which is actually good because that will certainly limit the Delphox switching in. So now we, I think, We have to decide what to go out into, because obviously the fire move is obvious here. What do we switch into? Unfortunately, Palafin's not in hero form yet, so that's not a good switch. We don't want to try to take a fire move with Earthworm, because we are maximally physically defensive, actually. So I think our best play here might be the Ogre Pawn. I think it might actually be the Ogre Pawn. We could sack Kilowattrel, but I kind of don't want to. Yeah, we'll go Ogre Pawn. I think that's our best play here. Hopefully, well, we'll see what he wants to do here. I don't think he's Specs. He might be Choice, but I don't know. We're going to switch in with the Ogre Pawn here as we get the Mold Breaker coming into play. He is going to go for a Reflect, which is interesting. That's going to boost the physical defense of all of his Pokemon for several turns. So it looks like he's going to be a Light Clay Delphox, which is really interesting. Yeah, I think that means he's going to be a dual screen Delphox. So that's really bad, obviously. He could easily, I mean, I think he's going to outspeed us. If he has speed investment, he will outspeed us. I feel like I kind of want to go knockoff here. But I also want to get my speed up with a Trailblaze kind of too. So how do we handle this? I think we do go knockoff. I think that's the best play. We go knockoff here. He does go for the Flamethrower. It does a lot of damage, takes us down by about half. We go for the knockoff. It does get rid of the Delphox before he can get the second screen up, which is nice, and that knocks him down to 5. So that's good news for us. He did, in fact, have the Light Clay, so we know for a fact that, unfortunately, that Reflect is going to be up to stay for quite some turns now. So he comes in with the Gliscor now, takes the Stealth Rock damage. Now, he probably does Protect here because he knows we have Knockoff. I mean, he actually could also outspeed us. So it would be nice if we could outspeed him and knock off the Toxic Orb before he gets it, but that's not going to happen because we have no speed investment on the on it. So I think at this point we actually... I think we go into the Earthworm simply because I don't think this thing can do anything to Earthworm. So I think we just switch into Earthworm and try to wait the Reflect out. I think that's probably our play here. So we're going to try that and see where it goes. So there is the Earthworm as he is going to go for a Stealth Rock. So that's unfortunate. We could have actually gotten rid of this thing's Toxic Orb, which would have been huge, but no, he just Stealth Rocks. That's unfortunate. He does get poisoned off the Toxic Orb, so that is very unfortunate. Now, the Stealth Rocks are up, which sucks. I think our best play here is just a Heavy Slam. It's the best attack we have for this thing, so we're just going to do that. He actually goes for the Taunt, predicting us to want to set up more hazards, which is fine. We are not going to do that. We don't have any more hazards to set up. We go for the Heavy Slam. It does nothing to this thing. That did absolutely nothing to that thing. So that is really bad. So I think we can... I think we just have to try and wait the Reflect turns out. I think that's our best play here, is to try and wait the Reflect turns out. So I don't want to switch anything in on this thing willy-nilly. So we're just going to go for another Heavy Slam here, see what he wants to do. He does go for a Spike, so he's going to Hazard Stack, so that's really unfortunate. He is going to Hazard Stack, so we are going to go for a Heavy Slam, which is, of course, going to do nothing to this thing. Chip damage as he heals it off with the Poison Hill. But we actually could potentially take advantage of this situation, because we know 3 out of his 4 moves. We know he has Spikes, Taunt, and Stealth Rock, so he might have... there's a chance he could have no attacking moves here. That is a possibility. And his only attacking move could be Earthquake. So what we could actually do here is we could switch in with something and try to set up. I feel like we can't... What do we do? We know he has Taunt. And he's behind Reflect. And he's got starting to stack hazards, which is bad. Let's take this opportunity. We need to get Palafin in hero form, I think. So you know what? Let's switch Palafin in here, because it looks like he's not going to have any attacking moves, maybe. And if he does have Earthquake, he certainly wouldn't go for it against the Earthworm, so he's hopefully just going to continue to hazard stack. So we get the Palafin in, take a bunch of chip damage off the hazards here, as he is going to go for another layer of spikes. So unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about this right now. So he gets the spikes. So he's got 2 layers of spikes up on us and a Stealth Rock, which is going to eat us alive. Now, I think what we do... I don't really want to take a big shot with Palafin, so I kind of am very tempted to just hard switch the Palafin out, because I don't want to... I know he's going to probably outspeed us, so I think that we have a very difficult decision to make here. We have a very difficult decision to make here. I think... I don't want to take any damage on the Palafin. I think we go into the Wigglytuff. I think that's our play here. He actually does withdraw, which is interesting. He is going to switch in after 2 layers of spikes. He does switch in with the Florges, which is also interesting. That thing takes the Stealth Rock. So I'm not sure why he would make that play. Maybe predicting the Ice move, or the Florges is probably max physical defense. So we come in with the Wigglytuff, take the Stealth Rock damage, and the Spikes damage, which is unfortunate. We are going to get some HP back with the leftovers, which is something. And so, I think, how many more turns of this Reflect are we under is the question. He's got 1 turn of Reflect left, which is good. Okay, so I think what we do now is we actually Baton Pass out, because we should be slower than this thing, I think. So I think we go for the slow Baton Pass here. I think that's our play, as he goes for a Moonblast to get damage. Does quite a lot of damage, actually, and gets the special attack drop, which is actually in turn going to trip our competitive to increase our special attack, and then we actually, through sheer dumb luck, are able to actually Baton Pass +2 special attack to something. So that's pretty incredible. Okay, so that's an interesting turn of events. I would do the Kilowattrel, but I don't know if it actually goes down to Stealth Rock damage here. I think it might. So I feel like this could be our opportunity to come in with the teacup here. Oh man, could be. You know what? We can't though, because we can't take an attack. We have to. I think we hope that the Kilowattrel can take. I think Kilowattrel can take 1 round of Stealth Rock damage. I think. We have to try it. I think. Come on. I think Kilowattrel can take. Come on, Kilowattrel, take that Stealth Rock. Damn it. It doesn't take it. Damn. Well, that was a big bust. That was a real big bust. So Kilowattrel goes down to Stealth Rock there, and we go down to 5. So unfortunately, that was really close. But I think, yeah, we couldn't. We're not in a position where we can really set up just yet with the what's it called? Yeah, with this thing. So I think our best chance here at this point is to go ahead and come in with this. We got to come in with the Ogre Pawn. We're going to get eaten alive by the hazards here. We have to try and chip this Florges. I think that's our only hope. We do get the Mold Breaker that comes into play. We go for an Ivy Cudgel here. I think that's our best chance against this thing. So we just go for an Ivy Cudgel, try to get as much damage as possible. We could have maybe come in with the Poltergeist there. He's actually going to bust out the Terra, though. So, okay, he is going to Terra the Florges now. What does he Terra into? It is going to be Dragon? Dragon. So he Terra Dragons on the Florges, which is really interesting. We go for the Ivy Cudgel. It does not much damage to this thing, unfortunately. He actually goes for a Grassy Terrain, interestingly enough. So he's got and grassy terrain. What item could he be? I'm really not sure what item he could be. So he's got grassy terrain and Moonblast on the floor. I don't know what item he could be. I think we just, at this point, we have to go for a play rough here. I think that's our play. So let's hope we don't miss the play rough and go for it. And we should be outspeeding this thing, we know that. We go for the play rough, and of course we miss the play rough, because why wouldn't we? As he actually goes for the baton pass, so that's super unfortunate. So he's going to go for the baton pass on the Florges. So we know his full set, we don't know what item he has on the Florges, as he's actually now going to go ahead and come in with the Sneasler, which is really bad. And that thing does take Stealth Rock damage, and sure enough, it looks like it has the Grassy Seed too, so that's bad news. Gonna get a defense increase there, and restore HP with the grass. So this just went to really bad. This went to a really bad place for us real fast here. So I think all we can do right now is just go for an Ivy Cudgel. He could very well set the Swords Dance up right now, but we just Ivy Cudgel. That's our only thing. He actually just goes Acrobatics and takes us out. So so we're going to go down there, and yeah, we're going to go down, and that is going to the Acrobatics, and that's going to knock us down to 4. So things are not looking great right now for us. Things are really not looking great for us right now. Things are not looking good for us right now. I think the problem is we can't really come in with Orthworm right now. As much as I want to, we can't come in with Orthworm, because while we actually can live a close combat from this thing, the Earthquake's power is going to be weakened thanks to the grassy terrain, so that's not really going to help us. So I think our only hope at this point, I think it's going to have to be... Oh, man. This is bad. This got real bad real fast. You know what? I think it's time. I think now is the time. I think now is the time to go for the Poltegeist. Okay, so we do Poltegeist, we take the hazards. So we gotta pop Poltegeist off now. It's kind of now or never. So Poltegeist comes in. We do have a trick up our sleeve for this thing as our Terra Captain. So we can, if we assume this thing is going to have perhaps Ghost coverage for us, because we know we resist both this thing's stabs. So we could easily Terrastalize into a Dark type here, and to resist. Now the problem is he does have Unburden popped, so that is a problem. I don't know if I want to Terra right now, but I think we probably do Terra. I think we Terra Strength Sap, maybe. That might be the play here, actually. I don't think we want to Shell Smash just yet. Kind of want to Shell Smash, though. Yeah, I think Terra Shell Smash. I think we have to Terra Shell Smash here. This is our only hope against this thing, I think. We're going to have to hope for a few things to happen here for this to pay off. So we're going to Terra Dark, losing all of our prior weaknesses here on the Poltegeist. What the heck just happened? Okay, we survived. My computer just did something weird, but we actually survive the Acrobatics with 2 HP, which is incredible. And then we Shell Smashed. Our White Herb pops prematurely a little bit. But yeah, now we go ahead and Shell Smash and get all of our stats up. So this is really going to come down to how speed invested he is. It's what this is going to come down to, because we're sitting at +4 speed right now. His speed is doubled. So what am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, there we go. Yeah, that computer thing really just messed me up. My computer popped something up there. So yeah, we're sitting at +4 speed. So our only hope right now is that we outspeed this thing. So we just go for the stored power and hope to God we outspeed this thing. That's all we can do. And he still outspeeds us. Damn. Yeah, I think we probably just lost. Man, he still outspeeds us. That's really unfortunate. We got the epic survive, but he still outsped us. Oh, man. That sucks. Yeah, that really sucks. So, yeah, that really sucks. The grassy terrain is gone. I guess all we can really do at this point is come in with the Earthworm. We know we should survive an attack from this thing. We take all the hazard damage. I think even after the hazard damage, we take an attack from this thing and try to hit him hard with the Earthquake in return, but he's sitting at +1 defense, so I don't even think it's going to be enough to take him out, as he does go for the close combat, and he actually does take us out. So unfortunately, it looks like the hazards might have made the difference. Either that was a high roll, because I know we were, so we're screwed right now. We're totally screwed by this thing. This was kind of what I was afraid of, is that this thing just absolutely screws my team. So we come in with the Palafin, and the hazards, I think, cost us the survive there, because we were max HP, max defense there. So I think the hazards did cost us the survival. So we just go Jet Punch here, even though I don't think it's enough to take this thing out, because it's back down to neutral defense. But we just go Jet Punch anyway here, and just see what happens. But yeah, we're pretty much done in this one. There's not much we can do at this point. He stays in, we go Jet Punch. Knocks this thing all the way down to like 1 HP, but it does survive. Close combats takes us out. Jesus, that's adding insult to injury there, that this thing gets like the epic 1 HP survive. So yeah, we're obviously finished here. There's nothing we can do. In hindsight, the hazards really cost us. Those turns where he was hazard stacking cost us. But this thing outspeeding, our last hope was Poltegeist. So we actually come in with Wigglytuff, and we do actually survive all the hazards. But it's not going to matter, because this thing outspeeds us, Dire Claws us, and takes us out. So yeah, that's it for this one. So that's going to be game. And so we are going to lose this one 5-0 to Demos. Really brutal game for us there. Really abysmal match on paper, and it really just showed through there. Had a little bit of hacks against us with the play rough miss, which screwed us up a little bit. And then also not being able to take the attacks after the hazards was bad. But yeah, this was just kind of like pretty disappointing week, obviously. Pretty textbook, poor match on paper come to life. And yeah, I couldn't do much about it, I guess. That's all I pretty much have to say. So with this one, the Pidgeys are going to fall to a 2-2 record here in the BHDL2. Pretty disappointing, obviously, but just kind of is what it is, I suppose. But I'll reserve full commentary, obviously, until the weekly recap and preview video. So that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.